Twisted Fairy Tales. The YouTube show you love to watch bring you an anthology truly top-notch. Over 14 stories and over 80 pages. Rest assured this is not for all ages, so sit back in your chair, drink up your ale, and grab your copy of Twisted Fairy Tales. Showcasing creators, both old and new, the Bargain Bin knew just what to do. Cool art, cool stories, all from cool scripts. To top it off, we added some sexy chicks.
Will Mr. Rattle's dreams come true? Who is the mysterious Don? Where does role of Rattle and Roll fit into this? Why did Mr. Rattle stow away to America? What is a jam? Where did Mr. Rattle get counterfeit money? Why doesn't Mr. Rattle have whiskers? All these and other questions will be answered in the first and following issues of Rattle and Roll.
Adventurers beware. Evil lurks in the darkest corners of outer space. They're here to take over. Have no fear. Now you have the power to save the galaxy. Introducing Keshi Tailless, the 2-inch tall defender of the galaxy.
You'll never stop us, Tailless.
Think again, bad guys. Take that. Well done, adventurer. The galaxy is saved. Keshi Tailless comic book and other merchandise now available on Indiegogo. Back the hottest crowdfunding book of the year. Adventure lies in your hands.
Bargain bin, let's see what crowd is in. Baba Dave and his hair, he's old man, but please don't stare. Alright, he's on the bargain bin. Next on up is Jacobus, with computer skills most dubious. Can he play a video stream? Way, here is the bargain bin. Bonus section, it's area black. For the furries, he's got your back. Along with Neve, that rhymes with Steve. Can she weave? She'll knit you a sleeve. Whoa, they're on the bargain bin. It's on Monday night. If you're lucky, it's on time. It's a pile of shite, but to miss it is a crime. Just out the gate, it's Rob TP. He's not a dog, but he'll make you pee. Up for a laugh, he'll laugh at Oat. If he falls flat, he'll get his coat. Whoa, we are the bargain bin. You hear the bargain bin, huh? This is the bargain bin.
Wrong person.
I am a gummy bear. I'm just a gummy bear.
No, that's a preview. That's anticipation.
Okay. Everyone
All right,
forget.
how's everyone doing? Today's episode of Bargain Bin is brought to you by the Tom Parker Creamery, where you can get all your creamery needs.
Dave, how creamy is your cream?
Cream
That is good cream. It's free range chocolate milk. I got good,
From free range coconuts.
That's good shit, man. Other creameries are available, unless Tom Parker wants to endorse.
Oh, we've got.
Are you going to send him this?
Yes. I'll be like, give me free chocolate milk.
There you go. There you go.
I endorse it.
Everybody.
Sponsored by chocolate milk. Yeah, when are we going to start getting sponsorships on this show? It's been
I know, eh? Hey,
long enough.
Brought to you by Squarespace.
Brought to you by Rob's karaoke microphone.
Oh yeah!
Brought to you by
I am a gummy bear. You know a
Paracetamol.
gummy bear.
for after Rob finishes singing.
Oh, is it your time of the month, Dave?
It is. Unfortunately, I'm tired. I'm eggy.
You're eggy.
What the hell is that? I'm eggy.
I'm eggy. I'm eggy. I'm.
Are you comparing yourself to the Kingsman?
I.
I love you very
Christmas.
much.
By the way, guys, in case you didn't know,
Merry Christmas, everyone.
it's Christmas. It's the 5th of December. That means you should have all opened the 5th door on your calendars by now. If you haven't got a calendar, why the fuck not? You should be eating that shit. And yeah, only another 20
Shoplifting days
20
to Christmas.
sleeps. 20 sleeps till Christmas. So you got to be good. Otherwise Santa won't bring you those anal beads you're looking for.
You better not scream, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is dead, so off to bed.
Oh.
Rob, there's kids watching this show
Oh.
sometimes.
All our under 18 audience just disappeared. To be fair, if you're under 18 and you're watching this, you probably shouldn't, if I'm honest.
Right.
Because Rob's not allowed near children. So. Sorry.
Oh, dude, you with the feces and priest fetish, come on.
We've got new people in the green room right now, and we're really worried we're giving them a bad impression of us.
Basically, if they've never seen this show, I'll apologize for my co-hosts. But this is typical bargain bin. It's very British, shall we say?
Yes, for sure.
Very British.
Okay, I'm going to bring our first guest on. Going to be my best man in a few months. So let's say hello to Scotty. Hey, Scott. How's it going, dude?
Good.
You good? You're going to have to mute your microphone for me because you've got music on in the background. Okay, and that's Scott.
All right, Scott.
Fair.
Good to see you, Scott. Come on over. And then, of course, we've got the man himself, the only one on the show with an intro. It is Mr. Gummy Bear.
Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a yummy, tummy, funny, lucky gummy bear. I'm a jolly bear, 'cause I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a moving, grooving, jamming, singing gummy bear. Oh, yeah.
Hello, Justin.
Just in time.
He looks as beautiful in real life as he does in the video.
Thank you for the advanced preview, by the way. I was sitting there going, what do I do?
Just show us your mug.
Dad's mug. Oh.
Yes. Bought for me by my wife on Father's Day many moons ago.
Oh. You know what you can fill that with?
Justin?
Chocolate milk from Tom Parker's Creamery.
Usually tea or coffee, but I'll try it sometime.
So how you doing, Justin? We've got to... Dave and I have got to apologise to you on air for missing our launch.
No, you don't have to apologise. You were
Yeah.
sick. I knew that.
Our fault. We're,
Man flu.
Yeah, I had a decent launch of my latest book, courtesy of Rob here. I think I've sold a couple of copies, which is
See,
nice.
and I think Rob's missing a trick here, man. You
Yeah.
know, he's a natural born one-on-one. Like, if he
Killer.
ain't got a podcast or something, he should have his own little show or something, man. I'm telling you. I watched that and I was like, you know what? Rob's got style. Where the fuck
Yeah.
does that disappear when he's on the bargain bin?
You cheeky twat.
But no, it was nice launching this particular book because it's probably the most personal sort of story I've written yet, because it was a homage to a lot of the underwater sci-fi movies I loved growing up. So seeing that out is nice way for me to end the year. So I'm happy with that.
Cool. Good.
So
Excellent.
we'll go into all the books. We've got a bunch of books to look at today, which is gonna be really cool to see what's on the indie scene at the moment. We've got another guest from across the pond. None of us have ever met her before, so it'd be really cool to get introduced. We've got AJ. Hey, AJ.
AJ, everybody,
Hey, how are you?
AJ.
Hello.
Hey.
Good to be here.
So we don't know anything about you. What's the story?
Is that your real name, Miss Good?
It is actually, yeah.
Really?
Middle name is Joy. I could probably start my own confection company. So it seems to lend itself. Yeah, so I'm the writer on First World, which is an indie comic, and I'm also the writer on 4 or 5 other IPs that are coming out next year, which are all unrelated. 1 or 2 of them may end up being under the umbrella of the studio with First World, but there's a lot to see, that's yet to be seen with that.
Are you an artist too? Because you just said you're getting your sketchbook.
Yeah, I am. Actually, I'm an illustrator by professional trade. So I started as an illustrator. That's what my degree is in. But I have transitioned into writing. But I still do some illustration work. I'm working on like a John Wick mock-up cover right now for a comic.
Awesome.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. But we have illustrators we work with who do a comic for us, and I kind of manage them. I will do the writing of the script and then storyboard it, which I am not really a sequential artist. I've always done more like production and design work, but I do my best to get a cohesive storyboard over to the illustrators, and then they will make their own interpretations pending approval. So there's a whole process, but we've actually got it down pretty good in just a couple months.
Alrighty, cool. I just found a YouTube video with you, First World Comic. Shall I? Would you like me to line that up for you?
You can do whatever you want. The 30-second ones are probably a little bit better because I think the one you're talking about is a couple minutes long. But there's also like, oh, is it that short? Right. Okay, so that's how well my memory is these days. Yeah, there's also 2 promos that are like 30 seconds, and that has the voiceover of the boss man, the creator of the world. I'm just the writer. I take his ideas and his thoughts, and I try to, make them funny.
Just the writer. No. It's not just the writer. Come on. Go give yourself more credit than that.
Well, actually, it is. It's Justin the writer. So, but just the writer. So, yes. Right. So, am I playing this or what?
Yeah, go for it, Rob.
DJ, spin this stuff.
Hi, my name is Amy Good. I'm the writer for First World. It's a comic series, which is a satirical parody of modern American culture and politics, which I think everybody can kind of relate to, especially in the current year. What I love about this project is that it's kind of an exercise in catharsis for me, the creator, and everybody else on the team who's helped put this together. What I would say influenced it, aside from 2022 and the last several years, which have been a little bit crazy for all of us in some way, shape, or form, is that it's hilarious, it's offensive, no one is immune from the comedy inside. We're really hoping that readers who pick this up will find this to be exciting, funny, new, and just something that they can use, that they can take with them, and they can say, wow, okay, not only is this a well put together project, but I really relate to this. I'm not crazy, right? So we have excellent art, an excellent team behind us. There's been a lot of thought put into this project. It's a passion project for all of us. We're going to be doing more issues going through 2023. And I really hope that you stay with us on this journey and stay interested, stay involved, and see what else that we're going to do, because we're not stopping here. This is just the beginning. And we really look forward to having you with us on this journey.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey,
very cool.
It was a good video, good promo.
A little cringy to watch yourself, but yeah, get the point.
Let's watch it again.
A waking nightmare. Okay.
We'll just put it on loop in the background.
Yeah, forever. Yeah, that wouldn't be my nightmare at all. No. Oh God, if you guys hear my kids in the background, sorry, they're downstairs going ham on each other apparently. Yeah, I think it's important that people know they're not, insane this time of year, or anytime these last couple of years.
Yeah.
with everything that's been going on.
Awesome. So what's the story with the campaign then, AJ? We've got £1,249.
Mm-hmm.
Pounds, indeed.
Is that weird for you to see right now?
Yeah.
Surprise.
So what do you mean? What's the story with the campaign?
How's it going? How long have we got left? What's tell us?
I can
think
see
less
you
than a
right
week.
there.
Yeah.
Less than a week. You've got 56 hours, Mrs.
Oh well, there you go. My concept
There
was
you
kind of
go.
shot. I've just been
Damn.
working on so many projects. But yeah, so it's actually going pretty well considering this is a very offensive comic. We're feeling 100% sure that it will get funded because sometimes people wait until the last 24 hours to fund a campaign. I've just heard that there can sometimes be issues with processing, and anyhow, that's above my pay grade. But yeah, we're feeling really good about it. It is very offensive. We do kind of take pot shots at every different, political, I don't know what you'd call it, like pocket, anywhere from left to right. We take shots at different religions and ideologies and so on and so forth, because of course it is a satirical comedy based on the current state of things.
Alrighty.
I know.
So much to digest. Brilliant.
It is.
That's the Harambe effect. Oh, okay, cool.
So, at what point does everyone's favorite gorilla come into the store?
Are you not going to have like a disclaimer with like too soon?
Yeah, well, that's going to happen pretty immediately, not to give too much away, but it's in the first issue. It kind of sets the stage for the future of the world and what else we're going to have coming along, because when Harambe is murdered, I'm sure you guys are somewhat familiar with that whole fiasco that happened in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, that was actually not far from me. It was in a city called Toledo, Ohio, and I'm a couple hours north in Michigan. So it was really big news here. And the mainstream media here made it out to be like a racist event because apparently there was a through line between him being shot to protect a child and black men being shot by police for some reason.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for real. So I draw upon that real life absurdity in the comic and kind of shine some light on that. But the Harambe effect, or I'll put it to you this way, when he is murdered, it causes kind of like a schism in the timeline where, for all intents and purposes, pre-Harambe world continues to be normal, or whatever normal is, but then there's like an alternate timeline, which is First World, which splits off, where everything just goes absolutely insane as it is now. Like, we're drawing on our timeline, and in my mind, in the creator's mind, and a lot of people's mind, this is an alternate timeline, right? Like, we slipped into a insane dimension where nothing makes sense anymore. I mean, if you harken back to 2012 or 14 and somebody told you back then that all of the things that are going on now would have happened, I personally would have been like, come on, that's a stretch even for me. And I've always been kind of going down rabbit holes my whole life. So, but yeah, so the Harambe effect causes like a splitting. And then that's like our launching pad to satirize all of the politics and cultural insanity that's going on now.
I think this period appears in Nostradamus, but as part of his blooper reel.
Right. The unpublished quatrains.
Yeah.
We need to release the director's cut of the quatrains so we can see how this ends up.
I know about quatrains, but it's a bit of a train wreck. Oh, thank you very much. You can stay.
That's good. That's a good play on words.
Oh,
damn. My God. You've even got the X's in his eyes.
That's my cover. I actually illustrated that alternative cover. Our concept artist did the next one, which kind of looks like an homage to Star Wars. And then the one with the split down the middle is our illustrator who does all of the interior work. So we have that as the original cover, and then mine and our concept artist's variant covers. And then
was it the main artist who I was chatting with? Because I only saw his handle as First World. I was chatting with him on Instagram.
That's the creator.
Okay.
Boss Man.
Okay.
Yeah. And he and I have a lot of plans for this. Excuse me, a spinoff. Going into animations. I don't want to give too much away.
Come on, spill it.
We're also going to be doing some other totally independent projects from First World at some point next year. None of which are going to be PC, probably all of which will be offensive on some level, which is to say they'll be normal by 1995 standards.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah, which is all I'm interested in because I grew up in the 90s and I wish the world would be that normal again. So,
Yep, I hear you on that.
yeah, the PC stuff gotta stay away from it. It's like kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice of you to reach out and draw Dave's mum into this book.
Hey, you leave my mother's name out your mouth, boy.
Oh no!
Oh,
now we're gonna need a comparison image.
Mind you, I'm thinking that's a mix of Margaret Thatcher and May.
That's our Uncle Sam character. It's called Auntie Samantha, and it's yeah. You can probably extrapolate where we're going with that. Yeah, so he's got bolt-ons, and he's kind of, he's like a transvestite Auntie Sam. Uncle Sam.
The resemblance is uncanny. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you British people over there like to say that we export terrible culture, so there you go. Uncle Sam is now a transvestite.
Yeah.
We know it. You know it. We all know it.
What is Auntie Sam's preferred pronouns?
Oh, God.
USA!
I wish that he was that patriotic. I'm pretty sure it's she, her, because there is a time in here we spoof on like that viral GameStop video, and one of his lackeys is like, "Oh, sir," and he's like, "It's ma'am."
I remember that video.
That instant classic, yeah.
So if only I had to be clear enough to have that lined up. I don't have it on cue.
Great video.
Okay,
that's cool. What's really
it
cool?
Is
you're
this
getting like
along.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Oh yeah, above average Joe. So he's kind of like a narrator. He kind of serves a purpose as like a narrator. He'll be interviewing people, and going forward, we kind of use him as like a plot device. So we can jump through time to show different events as they happen simultaneously. The next issue is going to be twice as long. It's going to be between 24 and 28 pages long. So substantially longer.
Well, how many pages is this then?
18, I think. Front.
Okay.
24, including the covers, I believe.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And 18, so story pages. Okay.
Substantially longer. The script for it is probably 10 pages longer than the script for this one, which I think translates into almost 1 page per written script.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So we use the podcast host Above Average Joe as like a plot device to shift through time, show simultaneous events that are happening. He has a reporter who's like a woman on the street who also we use to do that. And we go through different events in time. The series starts in 2016, so we're covering like major political events through that year. But we have to fit in a lot of content because we cover like riots, the death of Harambe. We talk about a lot of pharmaceutical stuff, big corporations and things like that, while trying to actually tell a story here, that's cohesive. And there's a lot of characters that get introduced into the next issue. We're going to have an Alex Jones stand-in. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think most of us working on the project are aligned a certain way politically, but we are still going to take shots at basically anybody who's absurd, especially public figures. I mean, you're not off the table.
See, that's good. That's the best way to do it, because I know, like, through UK history and comics and TV, we have had over here quite a few that take shots at both sides. Rob will be able to name a few because he's a bit older than me, but I don't see a lot of that coming out of America. Generally, a lot of the time, it's like you're on one side or the other, and it's like forbidden to make fun of your own side. So it's a nice.
and it tends to be one side a lot more than the other one.
Mm.
The only examples I can think of that kind of make fun of both sides is South Park,
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then maybe Family Guy sometimes, but they're still a little bit leaning one way.
Mm,
That's Boston. So yeah, it's important for us to do that, especially we were on a different show a couple weeks ago talking about Comic Skate, and some of the hosts were a little bit like black pilled about the indie comic industry, and I was like, hey man, I watched this happen with Gamergate like 10 years ago, so I see only good things happening, because the industry destroyed itself and imploded on itself by going totally woke. I mean, it still has. I don't think they've learned their lesson yet. You're still hearing all kinds of idiotic stories coming out of the game scene. But comics have been doing that to themselves. I mean, obviously Hollywood has too. Nobody's learned their lesson, so that's fine. I'm happy. It warms my dead cold heart to watch them destroy themselves because it allows for new voices to come in, and the industry is responding to that at like lightning speed. There's all kinds of new publishers and distributors and marketers that are stepping forward. There's a lot of new people willing to work with artists and writers and printers and just anybody whatever you lend to that. People are starting to network and really help each other get their products and voices out there, and people are supporting indie comics. And I see nothing but good things happening for the little guys. Had this not happened, there's no chance of hardly anybody getting into the industry because it was so closed off, just like Hollywood, television, games. It was very much a whatever club, not a boys club, whatever fill in the blank adjective you want to use, this, that, whatever. If you didn't have the right politics, if you didn't have the right connections, you were never going to be successful. So watching all of these strongholds kind of, light themselves on fire, it's just great. I love it. And I have a lot of hope for the future for all of this.
Yeah, I remember watching Gamergate go down when it happened. That was quite a spectacle.
It was wonderful. I loved it back then. My entrance into media was in video games. So I was very pleased to watch that happen. I was like, it couldn't happen to a better group of people.
Yeah, I remember the famous quote from the now long gone Total Biscuit, which was, when the dust has settled, remember who it was who fed their own readership to the wolves. I will. May you rest in peace.
Yep. Well, it's sickening to watch all of these people take beloved, series, characters, IPs, whatever, and just totally destroy them. It's sick. It's horrible. There's no loyalty to the fan base. They just think of people as like lemmings or something. Just because it has Star Wars on it, they're going to purchase it or whatever. And it's like, dude, these are your customers. I would love to see more of the Hollywood and big, huge, like Star Wars, Marvel, so on and so forth, start really feeling the hurt. Disney,
I think they're already starting to, because if you look at some of the profits of the, I don't know, whatever this recent phase of movies is, they're not up to scratch of those that came before them.
Yeah. I think I was featured on the website Bleeding Fool last Wednesday. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
I know Bleeding Fool, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I was on there, so I was reading some other articles too, and they really made me so happy that one of the cover stories last week was how one of Disney's new movies that dropped, I think it was a Disney Pixar called Strange World. I hadn't even heard of it. Yeah, it was like the worst grossing film I think they've ever done.
Yeah.
And it has a bunch of like woke intonations and politics injected into it. And, this comes on the heel of Lightyear being a huge flop. I mean, I know it did make money. And the amount of money it made is like, peons like us are like, oh my God. But in the retrospect of everything that they've produced and the turnout on the initial weekend and so on and so forth, it was a total disaster. But these people, they just continue to double down and bury their heels into the sand and goes kicking and screaming into the long night, which takes a while to catch up to them because unfortunately they have so much money from years and years and years of profit. Which was mostly earned, I would say, up until like the last decade. So that's fine, but I can't wait to watch them start hurting even more. Yeah. And whenever I hear that, it makes me super happy.
Well, I think they're already starting to. Because obviously, talking about Strange World, I read that that's predicted to lose Disney over $100 million, and Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So, long may it continue, because honestly, it's the very definition of assembly line entertainment now. Because I had a conversation. I think it was actually on the Saturday stream area. What was it? Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Book of Boba Fett, and a lot of these, and a lot of these series and stuff that are coming out now. There's no special kind of story moment in a lot of this stuff where characters get to shine. It's all just story, action, story, action, story, action. Because to name one off the top of my head, we watched Nobody, the movie with Bob Odenkirk in it, and it's a fantastic action movie, and it's a good story. But the best scene is where the husband and wife are in the kitchen, and the husband saying, "You know, what's happened to our marriage? What's happened to us?" And the scene is so beautifully written and acted that even though, again, fantastic action movie, but that's the one scene that stayed with me after I watched it. And you just don't get that stuff anymore with this mass content, which is why I'm turning to the indies more, because you get these moments.
Yeah, there's no humanity in it. It's all about bottom line, and like you said, an assembly line. You know, pop out some profits for us. You know, and there's no integrity, heart, character, and it's unbelievable. That's really not. They do feel very soulless and a cookie cutter. You know, you used to get unbelievably amazing storytelling interwoven with all of the other things. And now it's just about making money. You know, some of the greatest movies that I grew up with, I'm 34, were good because they were measured. They had excellent music, excellent character development, you know, excellent casting, visuals, you know, pacing was important back then, and that's not something that even exists hardly now. It's like vomit. And it's not even just about the content or the messaging that you get, which, I mean, obviously I'm sick of a lot of the message and stuff, but it's also about how insulting it is to the consumer base. You know,
I'm still offended that I had to watch Boba Fett just to do that stream. I was
Yeah. It is offensive. It's like, what do you think? I'm dumb here? Like, I'm just going to purchase something because it has a name on it, and I don't, you know, break down anything that's going on here. You know, just like any of the really awesome people you just on YouTube here that do criticisms and critiques of new movies and series. It's like we're always listening to them. They're talking about what's going on with the pacing. Why did you insert this when there was no payoff? It doesn't, you know, just the editing's not there. The scripting's not there. Like, what's going on? It's so disjointed. Did you even think? And I don't think they do. I don't think that they think that we're intelligent enough to notice this stuff, you know? I think that they have a very low opinion of their audience.
Yeah.
And that's insulting.
100%.
Well, there's the recent example with that Indiana Jones trailer, because there was that. Was it the podcast or the YouTuber who cautioned people on Twitter saying, for those, you know, if you're going to watch this, bear this in mind. It's not Spielberg directing, it's James Mangold, Kathy, whatever her name is producing, and such is writing it, and Harrison Ford is in his 80s. And James Mangold, I guess he was name searching, I don't know. He jumped on this guy from a great height, and they had a good to and fro over Twitter. And the trailers obviously come out, as people know, and oh god, the CG and it looks shit. And I've just looked at this and gone, I am not going anywhere near this.
I saw a cartoon today with Indiana Jones and the afternoon nap.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I thought, because how the hell can you make an action movie with a guy who's in his 80s?
Yeah,
really slowly.
Yeah,
in double speed.
And a lot of it we know from seeing the guy stunt double walking around with those, I don't know, special effects dots on his face. That most of it's probably not even him. That's where we've got to now.
Well, he's going to be
casted. I don't understand. And then another thing too is that, like, Yeah, and first of all, why not recast it? But then there's like you're asking us to suspend our disbelief. We know he's 80 years old, you know. And I totally agree with certain people who said things like, for example, Atomic Blonde. Like, how are we supposed to believe that like 100-pound Charlize Theron can like beat the crap out of 50 different guys? And even the John Wick movies, which I like those, but it's like, come on, like. But I get it, it's shoot 'em up, it's fun, it's kind of like turn your brain off entertainment. But at the same time, come on, Harrison Ford, he should be eating mashed potatoes in a home right now. Like, and I'm supposed to think it's crazy. It's just goofy, silly stuff. I don't get it. What are these decisions y'all are doing out here?
There's a bargain bin idea there. Write the next Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Shady Pines lunch,
Yeah, that's good.
Indiana Jones and the Zimmer frame of doom.
The wheel fell off. The end. Crazy.
Oh God, the stroller of
the old folks shuttle, like on the side of the road, and then he wanders off and gets lost somewhere. It's just crazy. And then rehashing all of these old things. First of all, you can't win either way with me, because if you redo Indiana Jones and recast it and revamp the whole series, I'm still going to be pissed off because I'm so sick of people doing that. But on the other hand, but on the other hand, if you're going to do this, do it well. So, if you must, continue with this and you can't stop beating a dead horse, then at least recast it and do your best to rebrand the franchise and let it be known that this is going to be like a new generation of it. But everything is just so low effort, and there's almost nothing that's original anymore that comes out from any of this. Well, I'll just say Hollywood in general. We've been watching Marvel movies for 17 years now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, can you please come up with some new IPs? Like, somebody out there is talented enough that you could pay them to write an original script for you of something that's never been done. Okay. Or you could pick up a comic book or a novel or even a young adult novel or something that's never been turned into another form of media that's not well known that could be done well. But no, we have to keep regurgitating series from the 1960s and 70s, 50 years later. Crazy.
I have it. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Bus Ticket. Bus pass. There you go.
Right. Don't want to sound too American there.
Speaking of indie novels, let's check this one out.
Very good.
Tenuous segue.
I was going to play the intro, but I don't have it ready. Oh well. Justin, you wrote a book about fishes and whatnot. Tell us.
Has it got penis fish in it?
No.
Okay. There's a lady on the screen, Rob. Keep it.
Oh, sorry. Has it got fish on it?
No. I grew up a child of the 80s and 90s as well. And whenever I write books, I try to imagine like I'm writing one of those movies. And this one is essentially a homage to the underwater sci-fi movies that I loved, like Deep Star 6, Leviathan, and of course The Abyss. And I got the idea after watching my son play Subnautica on the PC, and obviously you crash landings on this alien planet and you've got to travel around in a craft of varying sizes. And I remember watching it thinking, well, what if you didn't have that craft? What if you had to walk along the ocean floor and you had no defenses against the creatures that were there? And the book is the result of that.
Nightmare fuel.
And the story is essentially that it's an underwater research base manned by a crew of average working Joes, and there's a major catastrophe and they have to evacuate into the ocean in their I call them diving suits.
I thought you were going to say PJs, but
no. And they can't radio the surface for help, and there's no escape pod left for them to use. So they realize their only chance of survival with the oxygen they have left is to walk across the ocean floor to their sister base, which is about 7 miles away from them. But they've got to cross through the territory of some hostile creatures to get there. And well, that's the book.
Oh, very
Is it-
psychological.
Is it like real world animals that they gotta be
No,
afraid of, or scary?
It's set on a different planet, so I made up all the creatures that they come across.
Cool.
Okay. Just like strolling through Bristol in the middle of the night.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
As long as it's an all-night
Yeah.
Greg's, you're okay.
Yeah, as long as Greg is open.
But this book, it is the most personal story I've written because, like I said, I loved those movies growing up, and nowadays I'm always looking for special editions of old movies to buy on Blu-ray so I can rewatch them and watch all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and that's where my heart lies. Because I'm in agreement with AJ. A lot of the stuff that comes out now is just shit, and it's not worth my time or money. So I'll gladly pay £10 for a Blu-ray of an old movie, just sit and watch that instead of whatever's coming out now, because there's just no soul in it. That's what it feels like to me. There's very little soul that gets put in a lot of these movies. So I do my best to tell a decent story.
That's cool.
It sounds very scary, very psychological, like a science fiction horror movie.
Yeah, I always thought sci-fi horror went together so well, and
The Thing.
Yeah, and what better way to do it than underwater on an alien planet that's inhabited by humans, and coming across big bads in the ocean that I can describe in any way I want because I've made them all up.
Yeah.
And I had some fun with it.
You know, something since we had our show last week, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to ask this online or on air, or if I want to ask you face to face. What would you rather have?
Do it online. I don't mind.
All right then. Why don't they float? Why don't they? I know that you probably can't go straight up to the surface because you'll get the bends. Fair enough. How far down are they, and why is it they don't actually go up? There's got to, or is that a spoiler in the story?
Right. There's two aspects to it. One of them is a spoiler.
Okay. We'll leave that one. Leave that one then.
But the other part of it is the suits they're wearing have weighted boots, so that's how they're able to walk along the ocean floor.
Oh yeah, well that'll do it. Yeah, keep trying. Keep bloody trying.
I could tell you a funny story though, because as you've highlighted, my book's up here. Sorry, the end of Crush Depth in the Bikini. This is a major spoiler, but bollocks, I don't care. There's a bit where
I'm not listening. La 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 la.
There's a bit where the characters blast out of the ocean right up to the surface, and one of the guys that read it said to me, you know, they would get the bends doing that, and I looked at them and thought, it sounds cool, I don't care, and I left the scene as it was. Yeah, because actually someone reviewed the book on it's a book blog called Alicia Rowe. She reviewed the book on her website of Crescendo Station, and she pointed out there's a scene where two characters have to leave this thing they're in to swim it through the ocean to this airlock and get helmets so they can breathe. And she says to me, wouldn't they have been crushed if they'd have got out of the craft and swam along? And I said, yeah, but it's creative license. They did it in the abyss, so I did it in this.
Yeah.
And she said, and she went, fair enough. Sometimes if the scene sounds cool, then bend the rules. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the rule of cool, right?
Yeah.
If physics doesn't exist if it's cool.
Yeah.
I learned that in school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun scene to write, and essentially a lot of my books is just me coming up with brilliant scenes that I want to see written and putting them in.
Right. You have fun writing, Justin.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm writing, I'm just constantly worrying about all the spelling mistakes and grammatical errors Rob's going to pick up.
It's a bigger fear for those of us who write novels, because sometimes stuff do slip through. There was a friend of mine I was speaking to a long time ago. He's a Canadian author named DJ Sparrow, and he was talking about a book he'd written, and he missed a mistake which he'd come across later on, where instead of writing soccer pitch, he wrote soccer bitch. So yeah, it does happen from time to time, but that's what
I
editors are
think
for.
you find we'll call them soccer moms.
But yeah, it's a fun process, and actually I can tell you what I'm doing at the minute. The BBC launched a website called BBC Maestro. I think it's in competition to the Masterclass website. And initially I wasn't too fussed about it because I thought there's nothing on here I'm interested in. But there's a course on writing popular fiction by Lee Child, who writes the Jack Reacher books.
Nice.
And I've got that course and I'm going through it and taking his lectures. I think I'm about halfway through, and some of the stuff he's mentioned is absolute gold.
Yep.
So I'm hoping to sort of integrate what I've learned from that into future books.
Cool.
Care to share a couple of your favorite off the top of your head?
Yeah, he talks about tackling political topics in books, which I thought, well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And he says, if you are going to do it, you've got to be very careful with what ones you want to tackle. He says, because you risk losing half your audience.
Sure.
And he gives an example of, I think it was Democratic politicians were getting on the case of Michael Jordan because he wasn't speaking up on various issues, such as racism and whatnot. And Jordan turns around and says, well, Republicans buy sneakers as well. And I thought, brilliant. Yeah. And there's another one I've just got past, which is about whether or not to outline a book. And he says, if you want to put certain scenes in, write them down. But for the most part, he doesn't outline because it keeps the spontaneity of writing going. Because he says other writers do write outlines and their books as a result, they can get higher word counts on a daily basis. He says, but they've spent hours doing an outline. I have a few basic ideas and off I go. So it's been very, very informative.
I think it works. You know, it depends on different people have different ways of working as well, though,
Yes.
right? Yeah. And what works for you? I think the best bet is to try different angles and see which one works best for you.
Yeah. I mean, my approach is I don't do a detailed outline because I've done them in the past and I've noticed that I never follow them. So
yeah, but that's okay as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because at least you've got a starting point, whereas very often people don't even get that.
No.
They don't get past the initial starting point.
But what I do is I write down certain scenes that I want to have in the book. I did that with Crescendo Station. And I leave the gaps in between these scenes to have a play with. And there was one, I'm trying to remember what chapter it was, but there was the scene where two characters were about to go do something. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. What if they do this before that? I'm avoiding spoilers here. And the result was a really tense scene. And I was so happy that I sort of made that random decision. And it's that little spontaneity that can often produce something brilliant. So, yeah. It makes it more of a fun process.
Cool.
It's a shame you didn't write that into the blurb on the back of the book. Oh, my characters did this thing before that thing.
Right. I gotta tell you, every author that I know hates writing those things because you've got to distill what your book is into 2 or 3 short paragraphs, and it's an absolute nightmare because you've got to do it without spoiling the story.
Sure.
And that one for Crescendo Station, I think that's about the 4th or 5th draft of that blurb, which I was completely happy with it in the end.
Oh, let's have a look at the blurb again.
Excellent. Let me just draw attention to Pops in the chat.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Advertising CromCon. Yeah, go check out Pops' channel. That'd be really cool.
Hey, Pops.
Hey, Pops. Why on New Year's Eve? I mean, I can understand why, but I don't know, how many people will. I haven't got anything planned yet, but I guess I'm gonna have something planned.
Rob, do you want to read us the blurb in your?
Do you want me to? Do you want me to? Or... Okay, here we go. A catastrophic event forces a crew of an underwater research base to evacuate into cold and dark waters, cut off and alone from the surface. No help is coming. Mary, the determined station commander, leads the survivors on a dangerous journey across the ocean floor to safety. Oh. Hang on, it's a bit small. It's supposed. Can you make it bigger?
No, it's pop up. I can't.
Do you want me to read it?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go. One through perilous terrain and unexplored areas with limited. Now I've got what the one is. One through perilous terrain and unexplored areas with limited oxygen. But in the darkness of the ocean, other threats are lurking. With no weapons or any defenses, the group will have no choice but to face them. No shit! We'll have no choice but to face them head on. A book
Oh no, that's terrible.
Deep Star 6 and the Abyss with a splash of Subnautica. Hey, Justin. Give me a ring when you need a bit of reading and shit. Sorry about that.
No one reads the blurb anyway. See what you do, Rob. See what you do, Rob. God damn it, Rob.
Okay, let's read that away.
Okay, quick. Change scene.
Okay, so
yeah, check out Crescendo.
Oh God, that's terrible. And you spotted that on a live stream as well.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I can't believe I missed that.
You should have got. I should have read it. I never would have.
What a great way to end this year, honestly.
But you've sold some, so hey, be happy.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? You should re-release it and say, "Look, I'm going to re-release it. So if you want to get it now, then get the variant copy with a spelling mistake on the blurb, and then it'll rise in price."
Excellent.
Or call it artistic license again. That'll work. Very cool. Okay, right,
you missed nothing, AJ. You missed absolutely nothing here.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad then. Sorry, my kids were killing each other. As they do.
Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a shout out for some friends of the channel now before we close out the stream. So, we've got some people who are launching books pretty soon. So, our friend Mike is launching Life on Core, the collected version. So, you should go check that out. The link's in the chat. That's gonna be really cool. I can't wait to buy this one. And yeah, it's a cute book. Go check it out. And then, of course, we've got Ed Gein Demon Hunter by Lucifer Storm, which phenomenal book series. Has anyone else read this?
Not yet, no. But I know for a fact I'm getting a digital copy soon.
It is absolutely amazing. And you know what? Everyone is doing these collected editions now. It's almost as if after Taylor's came out, everyone jumped on the hype train. But yeah, you should go check that out. I know I'm backing that one because it looks like an absolutely gorgeous book. And then we've got Mary Boys, who these guys will probably be on the channel next time, but they've done pretty well. Check that out. Wow.
Yep.
Oh my lord.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay.
Awesome.
I'm waiting for my copy.
Well, Monica said they're getting the physical copies sometime this week. Was it Wednesday, she said? So hopefully they'll be able to flick through some pages for us.
Yeah, the coolest thing is seeing when she posts like her living room being taken over by cardboard boxes.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm getting excited because it's a really cool looking book. And I remember when they launched this campaign, I was just absolutely blown away by this cover right here, which I think is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, go check out Mary Boys. Link in the chat. And then let's do some quick shills for our books, guys. So The Adventures of Taylor in Outer Space. It's still on Indiegogo, and I'd like to show everyone that that update we've done recently. All 152 pages of the book are complete now.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Wow.
They're just sitting on my computer, and I've got to send them to people to spell check.
Don't do it live on air this time, Rob.
Yeah.
Should we do a live spell check? That is a show idea.
That would be great.
It's just typical.
No one would ever buy your book again after that, Aria. It's not worth it.
It's not in print yet, so we're safe, I think. So long as I haven't made any really bad blunders. But yeah, book's done, so I can't wait to get it out. It's also done. We've completed the book in the worst time in the middle of postal strikes. So
yeah, postal strikes plus
Yeah.
Christmas.
How is that looking these days? I heard it was getting better.
No, it's not.
Terrible. No.
Shit. Okay.
More strikes all the way up till Christmas. Plus,
you're joking.
Mail as well.
No,
The train, British Mail. What is it? The ambulance drivers and nurses. I don't blame them, but
well, my mum sent my Christmas cards and my birthday card, so.
When's your birthday?
It's February.
She ain't gonna talk to you till then.
She's
mate.
really, like putting things, planning ahead is the word I'm looking for.
No. Tell your mum I said hi.
Go check out.
Only if you do for me the same for you.
It's
You screwed that up, so I'll let you off.
It's Dave's mum's favorite book. You should. Rob, give us the lowdown. What's this? What's this all about?
Introducing Rattle and Roll. Well, you know the story. Anybody who actually, you know what, AJ hasn't seen it. So Rattle and Roll, number 1 has been out for a couple of years already, and I'm still working on Rattle and Roll 2. I can show you. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna get my cables all screwed up. I'll do that. Yeah. Sneak preview. A work in progress. Whoa, where am I going?
awesome.
It's not ready yet, but it's getting there. Yeah, sneak preview, a work in progress. And so I have made headway. I'm now over the 50% mark. I am like about 50%, 53% of the book finished. It's just taking a while, for several reasons. But hey, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about Twisted. Oh, okay, then let's not.
Okay, hang on, Rob. Get the microphone ready.
Let's talk about. Okay, let's talk about Twisted Fairy Tales.
Look at that, perfect first time.
Hey, no preparation needed. Da 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 da.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
Excellent.
Not quite politically correct. Who is responsible for this filth? Who is responsible for this filth, Area Black?
I blame Dave. I'm a good Christian boy.
Yeah, not bad.
Cool.
Yeah, you should go check out the Bargain Bin's big package and
big package
Fairy Tales.
Dude, we haven't done that in such a long time yet. Now, hey,
I think there's a reason for that role.
Yeah, possibly. Well, it's a 2-year-old joke, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
How many pages have we got?
7.
Like 100 or something.
What? 100 pages.
It's approximately 80. It's about 80, give or take. And it's almost pretty much done. It's just a few sort of finishing touches we got to do. So hopefully we'll be shipping. We're not going to ship it before Christmas, if we're honest, because the chances of it getting lost in the post, with the strikes, with everything, it's not worth it at all. So it'll be hopefully January, get everything done.
But if you hate what Disney's doing with the princesses, you're going to absolutely love this book.
Actually, we've been talking about this, and to sidestep this, postal strike, we're going to get Dave on a bike, sending it around the country.
I mean, that would do a lot for me, to be honest, in my cardiovascular system. But nah, it's not my thing.
You'll weigh very little as he delivers it to your doorstep.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, what are we seeing? What are you showing?
Oh, this is a buddy of ours. London Gothic is the book. It's really cool. Hold on, let me get the right page up. So it's available on his website. He's shipping it out now. It's currently on the way to me as we speak. But you got a 20-page sneak preview as well. I don't know if this will download. Oh no, there you go.
There
And
you
you can
go,
see some of the
alright.
art. Like,
Nice.
Wow.
it's good.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. Yep.
Who is the artist?
Yeah. Go back to the credits page, mate.
Yep.
Oh no. Just back would be.
Oh.
Yeah, go for the sneak preview, and then I think the second page in, you got the credits.
How many pages is the book if he's offering a 20-page?
It's like 90 pages, I think, something like that.
Ah. 90 pages.
N. Henry M. Burton. One of those is London Gothic. I don't know which is. Because I don't know his real name. But yeah, you can see what type of story it is.
Yeah, nice.
Very cool. But yeah, it's available on there. And a little birdie tells me he may be offering a 10% off Christmas discount as well. So if you go here, I think you got to follow him on Twitter for that.
Okay.
There's the book. They got 2 types of it. Premium edition is what I got coming to me.
Okay.
25 quid. Limited to 75 copies. Oh, so that's going to be good.
So what's the
full-colour
£3? Is that for a PDF?
That is a digital download. Just £3.
Okay. Bloody hey.
£3 or £12 for the standard trade paperback. Still 92 pages.
Nice.
And flat rate shipping to the UK is a £5. So.
Oh, cool.
Very nice.
Are they UK, US based then?
No, UK based.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we didn't ask AJ. What about shipping? Do we have any info on shipping to the UK? Because most of our viewers, and when I say most of our viewers, I mean Mike. Most of our viewers are based in the UK.
Yeah, we have international shipping available. Well, we will when it's launched.
Okay. Good.
Cool.
Excellent. Well done, guys. There's another show in the books. Aren't you proud of yourselves?
Yeah. Hard now.
Everyone give yourselves a pat on the back. No. Okay, AJ, you don't know this. We're going to have to explain this to you.
Oh,
when we
no.
end the show, we do the gay wave.
The gay wave goes like this.
Look on that face.
Okay.
Yay! She's doing it, guys. Okay, bye, everybody.
Bargain bin, let's see what crowd is in. Baba Dave and his hair, he's old man, but please don't stare. Alright, he's on the bargain bin. Next on up is Jacobus, with computer skills most dubious. Can he play a video stream? Way, here is the bargain bin. Bonus section, it's area black. For the furries, he's got your back. Along with Neve, that rhymes with Steve. Can she weave? She'll knit you a sleeve. Whoa, they're on the bargain bin. It's on Monday night. If you're lucky, it's on time. It's a pile of shite, but to miss it is a crime. Just out the gate, it's Rob TP. He's not a dog, but he'll make you pee. Up for a laugh, he'll laugh at Oat. If he falls flat, he'll get his coat. Whoa, we are the bargain bin. You hear the bargain bin, huh? This is the bargain bin.
Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a yummy